Okay, folks, this is the second video today. I'm trying to get on with the program, get this done and test flown. I try to do this as quick as I can so that I'm sort of leading the way a little bit. And one thing I've done, if you noticed in the last video, the end of the video, I hung this up, sprayed it down to pre-shrink my tissue. I like pre-shrinking the tissue because if you're building lightly and then you've done all that extra work to get a model that is light and then you have it warped, it just makes you want to kind of cry. So I'm going to cut me off a piece of tissue here. And I will be covering. I can also take my tissue, see all the little wrinkles. I can also wad it up and open it up, make some little micro wrinkles in it. And do this a couple times, three times. This, I just can't stress enough. You put too much effort, and I put too much effort into my model to destroy it by having the tissue destroy it. So I'm going to go one more time here. They say, well, I don't like the wrinkles in my model. Okay, the little dimples in a golf ball make them fly a little better. You know, go figure. So, okay, I'm going to straighten it back out here. Let's turn the camera down on the table. My microphone looks like it's turned on. I hope it's working good. And I'm going to just iron it out with my fingers a little bit. Make sure I don't have no folds, messed up folds. Okay, I'm just going to iron it out here, flatten it out really nice with my fingers, hands. Make sure the table's good and clean. Okay, using a glue stick. You don't have to use the glue stick, the purple glue stick. You can use a just some white glue, school glue. I like using the glue stick one. I can see it go on. Very cleanly. And then when it's dry, some people only do an outside edge. I don't. I just go ahead and glue everything. I don't have no problem with gluing everything. Okay, just go around it. Make sure I've got a good even coat. And we'll plop it down here on this flat surface here. Give it a flip. Kind of not worried about trying to stretch it out too much, but I just want to press it down around these edges when you got an area that you can work with and press it down. Okay, then using some scissors of some kind or a fret. This is where you would definitely need a brand new number 11 blade, X-Acto blade. If you have some razor blades that you can trim, you can take the razor blades apart. I'm talking about safety razors. Those little safety razors are very, very sharp. But it's just as easy too. You can be real gentle or be careful. I mean, not gentle, but careful. And I cut around, try to leave the thickness of the balsa, just a little bit of rollover edge. You don't have to do it this way. What I'm saying is this is a way. I'll get it as close as I can, but just enough to barely roll over. Well, if you use scissors, you're using scissors, then it's real easy to one side for one cutting one right. If you're right-handed, then you can cut it pretty close to the part on one side, but if you turn it over, it's hard to cut as close to the other part. So, all right, now that I've got all the way around it, and I'm on, if it's got a curve in it, I like kind of just taking clip little bitty edges about every 1/8 of an inch through a curve here, so that they fold gently without trying to make too many wrinkles. Anytime I have a curve, just try to make little bitty slits here. That will make it easy to fold over and make these cuts. Be careful, don't cut your wood. And you want to cut in these areas that will let it fold over. Okay. To me, it's that simple. I like taking a brush, painter's brush, painting brush, a little art brush. If I can find one real quickly. Okay. There's a little brush. And then I can use the white glue. I'll just use a little, well, this is not considered white glue. This is carpenter grade glue. If you see, it's got a little yellow color to it. And then I'm going to spray a little water beside it to thin it out just a touch. All right. And then I just go right around the edge here. And then you can use the edge of your brush, roll them down. And then just think you got too thin, just add your clay, or add your glue. My words, where do they go sometimes? It does require you to be really into this, because if you're not really into what you're doing, this is like watching, this is going to be super boring to you. I like it. I can do this. I enjoy the time of giving myself some quiet time or build time or whatever, just sitting and piddling on this stuff. It just seems to take the time goes by very fast. And for me, it's just easy. It's a good time for me. Let the day go by. But I can't let too much of the day go by. I have a homeowner. I have property to take care of. I have parents that now are of age that requires me to help my parents a little bit. So, okay, that's it. Pretty much it. Let's go to the other side. Let's see, have they got room to do it on this side? No. And if you wanted that to tighten up a little more, you could give a little spritz and let it tighten up a little bit more, but that's good enough. I like using a glue stick because a glue stick is not wet, really that wet. And what happens is it allows you to apply it and work with it and not let the tissue be easy ripped, because when you have the tissue really wet, you have there's a lot of practicing there you got to do and know how to touch things. So it's good to take some balsa, make you a few little boxes, just some little boxes, and practice covering with some tissue. And not all tissue is created equal. Now, some have a better wet strength, where others can be, if you get them wet, they become I try not to stretch the tissue onto the piece because I don't want it to, I want it on nice and flat, but I don't really want to stretch it on, because when it does, it will shrink. It will shrink. And then after it shrinks, guess what? It will be pulling and warping and twisting the model. So be very, very careful. Like I said, I'm only using it, trying to cut the thickness of the balsa. That's all I'm trying to do. Cut the thickness of the balsa there. I just want it to roll around the edge, leading edge of the balsa, or the trailing edge, or whatever it is, just enough to pin it down, hold it down. I don't need it lapping all the way over onto the other side. There's just no need of that. It will hold just fine without going that far. Now with the new ability to see things on YouTube, and there's a lot of help out there now, and that was never available when I was a kid. So it's nice to be able to check the videos and stuff. My videos, I don't pay. I don't. People don't pay me to do this. This is all just me enjoy doing it. But I don't always leave my YouTube videos up. I leave them up for a time and take them down. So it gives people opportunity to see it. People to share it. But then be a part of it during a contest, or do part of it during an event. But for it to be an ongoing thing where everybody can just be an outreach for over and ever and ever, I don't care about that. There's always that next person that hopefully will be willing to share their tips, their ideas, and to also that life of discovery. When somebody's doing the hobby and it's their hobby and they're really trying to learn a hobby, and it is to me, it's also like that puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle, and you're almost done, and somebody runs up and grabs that last piece and throws it on the board. You're like, oh man, why'd you do that? I was doing that puzzle. We don't want to be the person that's not allowing the other person to have that experience of discovery. So I was given opportunity to have discovery. One, I'm a little dyslexic, so I don't really read a whole lot of books. I don't read any books, to be honest with you. I don't, except maybe the Bible, the Word of God. I feel that's important reading. But I'm sad that it's that commercialized the Bible to the part that's creating confusion. But that's what I guess what the devil's job is, create confusion. Anyway, I won't get talking too much about that. Probably everybody's done unsubscribed or stopped videoing or watching the video. That's all right. I don't do this to please people. I do it because I enjoy it. It's a hobby for me. I share my hobby. So that right there is done. Those little micro wrinkles will tighten up. But I want this to dry. I want to make sure it's good and dry. So I'm laying that to the side. Set this leftover is done. We don't need that no more. Put in file 13 for a minute. Get the other piece. I'm not going to see what I can do with this other piece here. Flatten it out nice and smooth. Here, give it a flip. I think I can get two sides in there. So if I be real careful how I do this, I can get both sides on there. Again. Looking for the purple. I think I'm going to stop here for a moment. I'm going to add an extra brace on this. I think it needs it. It seems a little weak here. I've got only the center section there with just one. I've added some glue. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, but I'm going to add a side-to-side stringer. Not a side-to-side, but two more front-to-back stringers for extra support. Just some extra support there. Won't take but a second to add. I use my pencil first. Leave the pencil mark. That way I can test it. If it don't fit like I want, if it's fine, then I could always just I'm going to tilt it up here and use a little thin CA, just a touch of thin CA. Okay. These little applicators that allow just a little bit of glue to come out is a great. I really like that. If I can get the other side on here. Hopefully I don't stick it to the table. Find my little line. Check the location and it works. Add a touch of CA. Oh, that wasn't a touch. That was too much of a drip. Okay. To me, it added a little extra strength there, I think, from side to side, hopefully. Hopefully I didn't add too much weight. Where's the glue stick to go on with the process? Around the edge. I'm doing more than just the edge. I'm doing the whole thing. You do not need but just the edge. Actually, the glue is weight, so it doesn't matter. But I just like everything being attached nicely, because if you get one little tear, then everything's trying to fall apart. So that's just the way I'd rather have it. Put it right against the edge here. Give it a flip. Rub down the edge. I'm watching that purple. When it hits that tissue a little bit, sometimes it dries. You can start seeing it go away right while you're rubbing it. Okay. Be real careful. Maybe I can get that other side with this piece of tissue. Save my tissue to make sure I got enough. Will it work? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got to get the other side. So I'll go around the edge here, cutting it off the thickness of the balsa to where I can just roll it over on the edge. I don't need to worry too much about rolling it all the way across. Don't need the extra weight. Don't need the extra weight. And the tip for today, a tip for the week, is if you're watching a YouTube channel, you get kind of bored with certain areas of the video, hit the little arrow key to the right to speed it up, and then hit the little arrow key to the left to back it up. I've been trying to share that this week for people watching YouTube videos that, you get to parts in the video you're just a little bored with. Sad to say, we do get bored watching videos. Instead of just watching the whole thing, we want to glean from it, and I'm bad for that too. Sorry to all you YouTubers that have worked hard and diligently to make your videos, and then we as viewers, I'm a viewer, tend to just want to glean from it, not take the whole video as a whole, but just kind of watch bits and pieces of it to get what we want. Excuse me. And I'm bad for that. But I understand that, so I'm like, I don't bother me, because I know that my time's important to me, and my time's valuable to me, and I do this for enjoyment and to share and help out with the beginner. If you're not a beginner, of course, you're not going to really be into this. You're going to like, I've been there. I know what I'm doing. But there's some people, though, that really like different people's opinions, different people's ideas, different takes on the same thing. They already have a good general knowledge of what they're going to do and what they want to do. But just because they are very into growing their vocabulary, growing their mindset of different ideas, they take in and listen to the other people's ideas, which that's what I do. I love listening to other people's ideas and other people's opinions. I can't help it; they're wrong. No, I'm joking. I can't help it. They just playing, Okay. I'm going all the way around here with some of the white glue, makes it easier to fold on, and then roll it on. Look at there, we got it. We're moving right along. This is this side. Got a little texture to it. Oh, was I holding it up here out of the view? I'm sorry. I wish we need to had that more in a view. So there you go. There's a good idea to you point this stuff out of the flash forward and get everything out of the way. I have a way of sort of editing a little bit, and Microsoft has got a new editing software out, and I don't like Microsoft one bit, but you can't help it. You have to just, it's one of those things. They give you tools to use, and then they take those tools away from you, so they're about as useless as, but that's the same thing I'm doing. I feel that I'm sharing tips and ideas, but that's not my job to provide a job for you. But I'm not doing it for a job, so I don't see why Microsoft should care. Just free. I think I got it all the way around. I like doing it all the way around. Flip it over. Press it down. Whoops. Slipped on me. When you're doing your model, if you go from back to front and from bottom to top, your pieces of tissue will be shingled in a manner that the aerodynamic flow won't get under the tissue. If you try to go from front to back, it's like putting shingles on the house. You don't go to the top of the house and put your shingles downward. You go to the edge of the guttering, and then you work your way to the top, so that everything prevents the rain or the wind to try to not blow underneath everything. And well, I guess it's from top down. You don't want the water to get in. They go from the bottom and work their way up so the water won't get in. Everything's shingled in a manner to protect something coming straight down. The wind could blow upward and outward, but that's the way it's done. If you ever get a model and your elevator warps, you can always cut a strip of paper and use it as tensile strength and go directly across the model. Just go from here straight across just a little thin piece of paper, and that creates a tensile strength. And try to keep it somewhat light, but it's like having this microphone on. I don't talk very loud. I'm not feeling like I'm screaming. Mama's like, my wife is like, why are you yelling talking so loud? Well, I don't have a microphone. With this new microphone, I can talk at considered a decent voice, and everybody still hears me. Trim up these edges so they roll over easy. Not try to bunch up or those wrinkles. And it doesn't need to be much more than the thickness of the wood. So be careful not to clip the wood. Okay. We're using the wet here. Now we got a video going here, dear. Thank you. Can I help you though? You need anything? Oh, time for lunch. Yeah. It's time for lunch, guys. This is a pretty simple process. If you'll be patient with it, make sure you pre-shrink your tissue, or all your effort of having a lightweight model will be warped. It will definitely warp on you, and you don't want to go to your project that you have worked so hard on it and it be warped really badly. But with it covered with a glue stick or the white glue, you can actually spray it with a little water before it's been completely sealed with some lacquer, clear lacquer. Then, well, drop my paint. I'll go in and rinse these parts off so that, well, that can be flaked off, but keep my tools in my toolbox so that way when I go places, I won't be forgetting them. This will be, I'm going to probably cut myself out some paper and glue here so I have my windshield just like the top. Here is the top of the, for the windows. Here, I'll put that in, cut them pieces out, and then you got a side window, so I'll probably use the paper that I would use as a template to cut out the plastic. I'm going to use as the paper to go along the side here, so it gives it more of a detailed look. And yeah, so this video is 30 minutes. That's the start of covering, and that's basically what I'll do throughout. We'll just take it and lay it on there, and put it on there, apply with some glue sticks. Any areas that I have a corner on, then I can use paper and make a corner, or put my tissue in the corner first and then bring it across. Okay guys, this is covering the model. I've got the elevator and rudder. Here's the rudder. It looks like it stayed pretty straight. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping, without it causing wrinkles. Not wrinkles, but warping. And the elevator is a little tacky. I want it to go on here and be nice and smooth. See how that will fit right there. Glue it on, get it going. We're going to try to do our best to get as many things done today as we possibly can in the video. and get this thing project done and get on with the flying, so that I've kind of gives the tip up front for everybody to know what's going on. Which you have your plans, of course. The plans have all the information in there to follow too. And we're building, it's called a build off fly off. We build it together. So this is not you having a model that's already built that we've done. This is the build off fly off beginner series of videos and builds. If you already have a model that's already built and you built it 3 months ago, really you don't qualify. This is you building a fresh new one and flying. If you've already got it built, flew, and trimmed out, and I wouldn't know the difference. I mean, I'm not going to go and say I wouldn't know the difference, but still, try to follow the rules. We'll talk to you later. Next video, let's go eat lunch. Bye.